Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast. Yo, that's a good chess move, and I have to give Kendrick an extra point for that. His track is now an 8 on 10. It's on the news in Drake City. What up? It's your boy Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, it's Friday. It's Friday. What up, what up, what up? It is Friday, my favorite day of the week. You know how I get down. I literally live the 4 days so that it could be Friday. I'm telling you, it is my day. I'm going to check with my mom and see if I was born on a Friday. Anyways, I got a good show set up for you guys today. I got two lead stories. We're going to talk about Devin Haney, and we're going to talk about TikTok reaching an agreement with Universal Music. Then we're going to jump into quick news. We're going to talk Kendrick Lamar, Camron, Britney Spears, Kendrick. Did I say Kendrick? Yo, it's Friday. I can't concentrate. And then we're going to talk about actor Jeff Goldblum. Then we're going to jump into speed news. I got some news on Mariah The Scientist, SZA, Nicki Minaj, Tamar Braxton, and Sukihana and JT are beefing. New beef alert. And then we got question of the day. If I have time, I got two questions of the day. And then, of course, we're going to close out with sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, devices, or your radios up. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. Devin Haney speaks out after Ryan Garcia is accused of testing positive for a banned performance enhancement substance prior to the fight. Okay, that's a lot of words. Performance enhancement substance. All right, let me read to you what Devin Haney said. We learned about the situation not long ago, and it's unfortunate that Ryan cheated and disrespected both the fans and the sport of boxing by fighting dirty and breaking positive not once, but twice. Just to let you guys know, he tested the day before and the day of. So he broke positive twice. That's what he means by that. He goes on to say, I've always been an advocate for clean fighting, and this is an example of such. Ryan owes the fans an apology, and by his recent tweets, he still thinks this is a joke. We put our lives on the line to entertain people for a living. You don't play with boxing. This puts the fight in a complete different light. Despite the disadvantage, I still fought on my shield and got back up. He goes on to say, in closing, people die in this sport. This isn't a joking matter. So I have seen a couple of people talk about this. And yes, when you do have those kind of enhancements and you do those kind of steroids, it is actually really dangerous for the person who you're fighting against because you have a strength that's not natural. So it doesn't only give an advantage, which is bad, but knowing that you could injure somebody and cause even maybe permanent damage to the other person, in my opinion, that's what makes it really damaging and more severe than just cheating the fans in the boxing world. Like you can actually like hurt somebody. So anyways, shout out to Devin Haney, and we'll see if Ryan Garcia is going to what's the word I'm looking for? If he's going to enact his second sample. He has 10 days to enact that, and then we'll see if he's got tested positive for the third time. More importantly, he's broken positive twice. If he enacts the third one and that tests and he breaks positive again, that's 3 times. I still have yet to find out what does this mean if he breaks positive. Nobody has said that. I've scoured the internet. I've listened to different interviews. What does this mean? Does the betting world, whoever bet on the match, do these betting sites have to give back the money? Does Ryan have to give back the money? Like what happens? And more importantly, and not necessarily more importantly, but also very importantly, is that I forgot what I was going to ask now. Okay, there's the money, and what was the other thing I was going to say? Anyways, if I remember, I'll tell you guys later. But yeah, I want to know what happens to the people who bet on this fight. Do they get their money back? Anybody has any information out there, let me know. Trend out loud at cfqr600.com at the bottom of this YouTube video, or send me a note or DM on any of my social media handles at Trent Out Loud. All right, in our second lead story, Universal Music Group and TikTok reach a new licensing agreement. All right, so before I get into this, just to make sure, this has nothing to do with the government sanction that the US government is going to block TikTok in around 11 months from now if they don't sell. And TikTok said they're not going to sell. So Universal license agreement will work for the rest of the world. But just to be clear, this will no longer work in the US if TikTok doesn't sell. Okay, just wanted to preface that. So getting back to the story, it looks like the standstill between Universal Music Group and TikTok over royalty payments and AI policies is ending. According to Variety, both companies announced that they have reached an agreement. Though a specific date was not announced for the music's return to the platform, it was reassured that it would happen soon. Both parties will collaborate on new monetary opportunities utilizing TikTok's growing economy capabilities and will work together on campaigns supporting Universal Music Group artists across genres and territories globally. In closing, TikTok's CEO said, music is an integral part of TikTok's ecosystem, and we are pleased that we have found a path forward with Universal Music Group. And the chairman of Universal Music Group said, this is a new chapter in our relationship with TikTok as we focus on the value of music and as the primary human artistry and the welfare of the creative community. All right, so just to let you guys know like how big this is, like 50 or 60% of the music that you hear on the radio is owned and distributed by Universal Music Group. Universal Music Group is the biggest record label in the world. So Drake, Taylor Swift, if I'm not mistaken, Beyonce, it all comes under the umbrella. There's a bunch of sub labels, but it all is distributed under Universal. So if you tried to use TikTok in the past couple of months and you're trying to pull up these songs, Taylor Swift, Drake, or whatever, blah, blah, you couldn't use them. So this will be back. Like I said, it just comes at a crazy time that TikTok is probably going to get banned in the US where most of this music comes from, so it won't even be able to be heard. I think this is why TikTok probably rushed this deal with Universal, probably surrendered to what Universal Music wanted, so that now it's going to be harder for the government to run their ban because there's going to be a lot of people fighting and a lot of like court things that are going on. We'll stay on top of it and let you guys know. But for now, Universal artists will be back on TikTok shortly. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Toronto restaurant flooded with business after being mentioned in Kendrick Lamar's Euphoria diss track. All right, y'all know that I wasn't overly fond of Euphoria, not because it wasn't a good track, but more because it's not the headshot that was promised to us, or not to say promised, but that we all anticipated. And I want to stop the back and forth jabs. So I kind of gave it a 7 on 10. But I have to be fair, as Canadian as I am, as much as a Drake lover as I am, I have to admit this was a dope ass move from Kendrick. I'll play a little of the story to you and you can see what's happening in Toronto. For this to be happening in Toronto is big. So anyways, I'll let you hear the news report. This is on a news station in Toronto. This is big.
A new Kendrick Lamar diss record targeting Toronto's own Drake has one local Chinese restaurant caught in the middle. New Ho King on Spadina was mentioned in the song Euphoria, and now the owner says they have since been showered with 5-star reviews.
New Ho King. There you go. That's right. I'm trying to learn how to sing the song now.
Yo, that's really bad. Yo, that's so bad. Yo, that's a good chess move, and I have to give Kendrick an extra point for that. His track is now an 8 on 10. Got to give him props for that. For the fact that like city news in Toronto is like, it's on the news in Drake City. People are not lining up to go to this restaurant, by the way. I've actually been to this restaurant. People are not lining up to go, but the reviews and the attention, the fact that this is getting like news in Toronto and people are going to the restaurant because of Kendrick in Drake's hometown. First of all, y'all, whoever in Toronto is actually doing that, you should be ashamed of yourself, man. That's Toronto. You should represent. That's like the Knicks fans going to Philly and the Philly fans allowing Knicks fans to go there between the NBA games. Like, yo, Toronto, you got to do better and represent for your boy, man. Represent for Drake. Don't go to this town. Don't go to this restaurant. And to add insult to injury, this restaurant, New Ho King, this is where Drake allegedly got robbed in 2009. You guys want to Google it. So apparently Drake was robbed by gunpoint outside of this restaurant, and it was a whole big thing or whatever. So Kendrick dropping this in there saying, what his line said, "I'll be at New Ho King eating fried rice with dip sauce and something crody." I was just like it's good, man. I have to give him props. 8 on 10. That I would expect Drake to do something like that, but that's just for me. It's gonna ignite Drake to make sure that he does something like in LA. Fly to LA or do something with a restaurant there or with I don't know what Drake's going to come up with, but he has to do something to get back at Kendrick like this. This is not a good look, but I still have confidence in Drake. All right, in our second quick story, Camron weighs in on the beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. He says, "Your wife is half white, so how are you attacking the man about something you're dealing with?" I'll let Camron tell you himself. Take a listen.
If you're accusing Drake, and I'm not taking sides, I'm just stating facts. If you're accusing Drake of being half white and your wife, and you using all this black card, your wife is half white.
Yo, I said this in my whole review of Euphoria. I think it was episode 239. So I'm not going to go far back into it. I think I talked about it for about half an hour. But this is one of my points. Like, I didn't like the whole, if you're half, if you're this or whatever, blah, blah. Like even Suge Knight he didn't really like that point. First of all, it's divisive, and we don't need that in our culture right now. You're black, if you're half black or if you're half this, or if you're, half Spanish and half black, if you're half black, you're black. And let's not, you cannot say the N-word if you're 72% black, but if you're 92%, it's just nobody is whole 100% black. Okay. So yeah, I just really didn't like that. But now come to find out that your wife is half white and half black. That is just very hypocritical and makes no sense. So I 100% agree with Camron. But my point is that I didn't even need that. I don't care if your wife is half black or half not. That was just a stupid point. There's so much more other things you could go to Drake with, to use against Drake than his mom being white. And what I also didn't like is that Ross made a whole song about him being a white boy and doing all that stuff. So let Ross and you're supposed to be the boogeyman. You need to come with something deeper and harder. Gosh, whoa, pause, no Diddy. You know what I mean? But yeah, you're supposed to be the boogeyman. Come with something more than that, especially if your wife is half white. All right, in our third quick story, Britney Spears shuts down reports alleging she was involved in a physical altercation with her boyfriend at a Los Angeles hotel. Okay, I don't even know why this is in here, but we'll get through it quickly. Just to let you people know, the news is fake. I would like respect at this time for people to understand that I'm getting stronger every day. Truth sucks, so can someone teach me how to lie? Need a new toothbrush right now. P.S. I need an espresso. Okay, I'm not reading this. Why is this in here? Hold on, let me read this story and maybe that might tell us something more. Britney Spears shuts down reports claiming that she was involved in an altercation with her rumored boyfriend, Paul. Earlier today, TMZ reported that the couple caused some sort of mischief outside the hotel Chateau Montreux in Los Angeles, which resulted in somebody calling the police. The person claimed that a woman matching Britney Spears' description was harassing and threatening hotel employees and guests. TMZ reports that Britney was allegedly screaming and out of control in the hallway of her suite. And several guests assumed that she was having a mental breakdown. So paramedics were also called. Once the paramedics arrived, it was reported that they made contact with Britney, who they allegedly saw walking out of the hotel with a pillow and a blanket wrapped around her. Britney made a post on Instagram saying the news is fake and that she was moving to Boston. I don't understand. Every week there's something that comes in my report about Britney Spears, and she's in a hotel, she's burning through her money. Somebody please help Britney Spears, man. I know she was in the conservatorship with her dad, and they said that her dad was not treating her right and she was losing money. But it seems like she may have been better off in that situation than her being out on her own doing these things. So Somebody, look after Britney. All right, in our fourth and final speed story, get somebody else to do it. Actor Jeff Goldblum says his kids will have to support themselves financially. You've got to row your own boat. Okay, yeah, this was all over the internet today. Let me know what you guys think about this. I'll read you the story. Jeff Goldberg says, when it comes to leaving his kids his inheritance. In a recent interview, the 71-year-old, a multi-million-dollar actor and father of two, shared his plans on telling his kids they'll have to support themselves when they get older. You've got to figure out how to find out what's wanted and needed and where your interests and loves and passions are, and then you'll find your own way in life. Jeff, who became a first-time father at 62 years old, now has an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old, and he says that he's glad he waited. All right, so yeah, this came up and everybody's been talking. There's like tens of thousands of comments, and it's the age-old question, right? Like, you work hard, you're successful. Do you leave all your money for your kids, or do you teach your kids how to make their own money? Is it almost like a disservice, especially if you're rich, to just hand it over to your kids and they don't have to work for it? My opinion is, I feel like you have to. I feel like there's a middle ground in there, right? And I feel like, if you have worked hard and you leave your kids with something, some sort of a foundation. But yeah, I don't think I think I read somewhere Jeff is worth like $40 or $50 million. No, you don't need to leave $40 million for your kids. But you could say, okay, I'm going to leave each of you, he has 2 boys, you leave each of them $2 or $3 million that they have a base that if whatever they're planning doesn't work out. But I do like that, because it gives them enough of a foundation and enough of a support system for them to say, okay, I'm going to go out and try my dream. Like, I'm going to take $1 million, let's say buy a house or buy a condo, and I'll take 2 and invest it or something. But I understand what he's saying, that if you leave them too much, then what do they have to thrive and look forward to and grow and take risks? Because I think that's really what makes somebody who they are, is your path through life. And if it's just smooth sailing, then you're not the person who you could have become. Whew, that was a bar. That was pretty good, Trent. Anyways, that's my take. Let me know what you guys think about. Send me an email, trentoutloud@cfqr600.com. Comment underneath this video on YouTube, or send me a DM or comment on any of my social platforms at Trent Out Loud. All right, this brings us to speed news. Ring my bell. All right, I'm actually going to try to speed through speed news today because we are running low on time. There's so many stories today. All right, let's go. Mariah The Scientist arrested for battery charges stem from a fight last month. Oh, I remember this. Mariah The Scientist is following in her man's footsteps. By the way, this is, Young Thug's girlfriend, okay? The singer was arrested for simple battery charges in Atlanta, stemming from a fight that occurred last month between her and a woman named Cleopatra Dews. According to Fulton County police reports obtained by TMZ Hip Hop, TMZ has a hip hop section? Wow. TMZ Hip Hop. Cleopatra went to the Atlanta precinct on March 29th to report that Mariah attacked her the night before inside the Cavo Kitchen Cocktail Lounge. Cleo claims Maya grabbed her, ripped a wig off of her scalp, then proceeded to drag her on a table and then on the floor, leaving her injured. I'm going to play right beside me a little bit of the video. The Trent Out Loud podcast and CFQR 600 does not condone violence, but we will play a bit of the video. Shout out to Mariah, man. I like her. She's a little wild, but I like her, man. Shout out to Mariah. Hopefully she gets out of jail and gets her stuff all cleaned up, because we have enough to worry about with Thug. All right, in our second speed story, SZA speaks out about being considered an R&B artist. She says, the only reason I'm defined as an R&B artist is because I'm black. She says, the only reason I'm defined as an R&B artist is because I'm black. It's almost a little reductive because it doesn't allow space to be anything else or try anything else. Justin Bieber is not considered an R&B artist. He's a pop artist who makes R&B, folk music, or whatever his heart desires. I simply just want to be allowed the same opportunity to make whatever I want without a label, without it being based on the color of my skin or the crew that I run with or the beats that I choose. I want F2F to be seen for what it is. I want Nobody Gets Me to be seen as what it is. I want Kill Bill to be seen at what it is. SZA, let your music be whatever it wants, and you see it for whatever you see it as. Like, I think the only people that are putting it in categories are like award shows, and radio stations. Like, make your music for you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it gets like when it goes to iTunes or it goes to Spotify or it goes to DSP, it goes in a section. Like, we are consuming it and we love you for the great artist you are. Don't listen to about the Grammys or radio stations, whatever. You can get direct to your clients, to your fan base, like me. And don't worry about the classifications. Your music is what you want it to be. All right, in our third speed story, looks like Druski and Rubi Red is still going strong. Rubi posted some flowers that Druski gave her celebrating their 2-week anniversary. Oh my gosh, these two are hilarious. Yo, Druski and Rubi Rose is trolling us. This is what Druski does. I do not believe that these two are in a relationship. It's been 2 weeks. It's been going on strong. For those who missed it, they were all like on vacation. Then they were like back of a car. Like I put a comment underneath this on Shade Room. Yo, let me see y'all making out. Let me see y'all kissing. Let me see you guys in an intimate moment. This is Druski doing his comedy. It's funny, but I do not believe it for a second. All right, in our fourth speed story, Cyndi Lauper joined Nicki Minaj on stage during her show in Brooklyn. Yo, I have to shout out Nicki Minaj. I've been picking up little dates here and here on her tour and talking about it when she was in Toronto. You guys know that she was a little bit late here in Montreal. But this Gag City tour seems to be going really well. I think 16 or 17 sold out shows. Biggest female hip-hop tour, I think, of all times. And in Brooklyn, she brought out my girl, Cyndi Lauper. She also brought out Young M.A. and she also brought out Cenat. I'm going to put some videos on my YouTube page. Can't play the audio, as you guys know, but I'm going to put some clips up of her and Cyndi Lauper, Young M.A. and Cenat. Kai is like doing the worm dancing or doing whatever. Like, yo, it's pretty dope, man. But anyways, shout out to Nicki Minaj and her Gag City tour. All right, in our fifth speed story, Tamar Braxton says she prefers Mariah Carey over Whitney Houston. She said, "I've never been a huge Whitney fan." Yo, take a listen. Yo, that noise was me being hurt. Like, that hurts my soul, but everybody has a right to their own opinion. Take a listen.
Whitney or Mariah?
That was the next one, funny enough.
I've never been a huge Whitney fan like that. No, wait.
Devastated.
No. Wait a minute. I don't want you guys to take it out of context.
Yo, you could have a right to your own opinion. I'm just going to tell you something. Mariah Carey is a Whitney Houston fan. Mariah Carey is like, yeah, I don't know. You have a right to your own opinion. I'm just saying. But I remember when the two of them were on the Oprah Winfrey show, and Oprah asked Mariah, how does it feel to step in the studio with The Voice? Whitney's name was The Voice. Like, it's been said that she maybe has the best voice of all time. All shout out, all praise to Mariah. But yo, to say that you've never been a Whitney fan, that's crazy. But you have a right to your own opinion. I just strongly disagree with you. All right, in our sixth and final speed story, new beef alert. I'm going to do that every time somebody starts beefing because it's starting to get ridiculous out here. Sukihana asked JT to clear the air after fans speculate that she may have been talking about her and on OK. That she may have been talking about her on the song OK. And she says, "I don't feel like she's talking about me, but I don't know." Here's a quick video.
They said JT was trying to diss me in a song. JT, just clear it up, because I know you see the people keep tagging me and Cardi. They're only tagging me and her. Can you let us know who you're talking about?
So apparently, I love Sukihana, by the way. Yeah, I'm on Sukihana's side. I'm just telling you that right for now. I don't even know what's happening, but I'm on Suki's side. Apparently, JT didn't answer her and didn't clarify. And now Suki put out, she goes, "Y'all pray for me. Nothing wrong. It's just JT lips used to be so white. She's pretty than a mother effer, but she be doing cocaine." Yo, this is about to get wild. If you piss off Sukihana, I feel sorry for you, man. But anyways, new beef alert. All right, this brings us to question of the day. Okay, this is honestly, I think, probably the best question of the day for the whole week. An unpopular opinion you stand firmly on. All right, Nicki Diamonds wrote, wearing shoes in the house is disgusting. 1000% agree with you. False R-word accusers should face jail time too. Okay, I can see that. I don't know about jail time, but there should be some repercussion. Totally agree. Mecha Dynamic said, cheating isn't part of ups and downs of a relationship. Woo, that's a bar. I totally agree. KK Dior said, you are either a boy or a girl, nothing else. Huh? Anyways, we're not getting into that, bro. It's Friday. Just stand down. Thug Passion Fashion said, maxi pads should be free. Maxi pads should be free. I don't choose to have my period. Health insurance should cover it. Anyways, I'm not a girl. I cannot say anything about that. But hey, if that's your opinion that you stand on, then go ahead. Somebody said Walmart needs to go back to 24 hours. Yo, Walmart's not 24 hours in the US anymore. Yo, I definitely would stand on that. And I would think that's probably a very popular opinion. Your love natural _6 said, don't let a man tell you twice that he don't want you. Whew, I would think that's a popular opinion, but I understand you standing on it. Just Book 7 said DNA test should be mandatory after a baby is born. Woo! Yo, I'm down with that. I agree with that. I don't know if that's probably pretty unpopular, actually. Kendra Design 82 said, children should not be on any social media platforms. Okay, you can't just say children. You got to give an age, but I would think that's probably not unpopular, and that's probably popular. College isn't for anyone. Wow, y'all people throwing shade. Somebody said, real bodies over BBLs. I would not think that that's unpopular. That's probably very popular, but stand on it. Bringing your kids around everybody you date, it's dangerous and bad parenting. That's not unpopular. That is very popular, I would think. I'm assuming, but stand on that. I told you guys this was a good question of the day. All right, I'll read a couple more. Somebody wrote, if you're young and childless, do not get involved with a man that has a child. If you're young and childless, do not get involved with a man that has a child. Yeah, but again, I don't know if that's unpopular, but I don't know. I'm not a young woman without a child, so I don't know. Somebody said kids need to dress and act like kids. Okay, I can see how that's unpopular, but I can see how you're standing on that. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. That is not unpopular. Somebody said Beyonce is overrated. That's a very unpopular opinion, but yo, stand on it. Marriage, then kids. Okay, that's unpopular. I could see how that's unpopular in this day and age. Wow, there's so many good ones. I could keep going with this, man. Very good ones, but yeah, I'm a little short on time. I could go for a little bit longer. Nails by Brown said, don't sit on my bed with your outside clothes on. Woo! Bam, 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 bam. I am all for that. Not only somebody else, even me, I won't sit in my bed with my outside clothes on. And if that's unpopular, then that's crazy. That should be popular, but definitely stand on that. All right, let me read two more. Baby mama culture is not a flex. I would hope that would be popular, but stand on that. You ain't going to church to have a relationship. You ain't got to go to church to have a relationship with God. Okay, I could see how that's unpopular, and you should stand on it. Somebody said Taylor Swift is overrated. Gentle parenting is ruining the youth. I'm telling you, I got a lot more, man. But all right, I got to stop it. One last one. Hold on, let me see. Stop laying with men who don't want children and then crying about being a single parent. Whew, y'all went deep. Anyways, I told you guys that would be a good question of the day. All right, this brings us to sports news. Remember 2 weeks ago when I said, the first round of the NBA is boring. The NBA's got to change up. This is the second time I've admitted that I was super wrong. Last night was an amazing game. New York beat Philadelphia. Such a good game. I was kind of going for Philly just because like I like Maxey and I just like that Embiid like his leg and his knee is hurt and he's just out there just being a warrior and being a soldier. That's the type of, basketball players I like. So I was going for them, not thinking that they would win anyways. Even if they made it to the second round, they wouldn't even make it. I mean, maybe they could have even made it to Eastern Conference Finals, but there's no way they could have won the chip at all. But I had no skin in the game, really. I mean, I still really like New York. Bronson is a beast. New York is close to Montreal, but so is Philly. I like both teams. Anyways, the point is that for a basketball fan, it was a good game. Also, Saturday night, I can't wait to Denver and LA. I'm going for LA. Still not going to mind if Denver, not Denver. Oh my gosh. Dallas. It wasn't coming to my head. Dallas. So Clippers and Mavericks. And I hope that God, I'm so excited to end the show. And I'm like, I can't even think right now. Yeah. So Dallas against LA Saturday. It's going to be such a good game. Game 6. I really hope they get to push it to Game 7. I hope LA wins so that we can get a Game 7. But like I said, I have Stan corrected. The first round has been very entertaining, very exciting. Even the Lakers was still kind of exciting. We all know that they were going to lose, but it was still excited. Very good first round for the NBA. Pacers also beat the Bucks, which we knew was going to happen. Dame and Giannis are still out. I didn't even watch that game. No one's even really watching that game. But I still think it's going to be probably Boston and Denver. But it could also be Dallas because Kyrie and Luka look good, man. It's either Kyrie looks good one night or then Luka takes over the other night. And if the two of them get hot together, they could give Denver some trouble. So, but definitely in the East, it's a little lopsided. We definitely know that Boston is going to go to the finals. But anyways, that's it. That's the show. The weekend is here. Yo, it's a wrap for me. For those of you who are listening on the radio, CFQR600.com, it is 12 o'clock or 5 minutes to 12. So you guys got half the day left. But hopefully the Trend Out Loud podcast kind of broke up the monotony, broke up half your day, and the rest of your afternoon is easy flowing, and you could get to the end of your day and get your weekend popping. All right, gotta do some my due diligence. Remind you guys of some things. If you are watching on podcast platforms, if you're watching on YouTube or listening on podcast platforms, please try to check me out on CFQR600.com. You can listen on any device anywhere in the world. CFQR600.com. When you get to the site, just click that listen live and you can listen to the Trend Out Loud podcast between 11 and 12 weekdays from Monday to Friday. It's super good. We play hip hop and R&B, 90s and 2000s hip hop and R&B. It's a really good hour to get you through your day. Vice versa, if you're used to listening to this on the radio or CFQR600.com on your phones or on your laptops, and you can't always listen to the pod from 11 to 12, just know you can always catch us on YouTube or podcast platforms. Just type in Trend Out Loud. The show will pop up on demand, midnight, 2, 3, 4 o'clock, Sunday, Saturday. Whenever you're doing, whatever you're doing, I'm excited. I'm going home, man. I'm out. Peace. Thanks for kicking it with me, man. I'll see y'all Monday. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trend Out Loud. Peace.